Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, playing some more Faeria, or Faeria. We're doing a practice Pandora run. In the first video, I got 1 win and 1 loss. We might have a really short video here as I just lose again and it all ends. Or maybe it'll take a while. But the maximum number of games I'm going to play no matter what in this video is 2. So either I win and then lose, or I win and then win. Either way, the run will be over. And I kind of like that. I mean, I guess for me, maybe I'm biased because the main thing I like about these games is the drafting mode. I just enjoy playing it. And I don't really care that much about getting rewards. So it kind of works out well for me that, you know, I just get to play. Here, this hand, I think 10 is a bit much to keep in the opening hand. These 5 forests are going to take forever, but I actually will keep this 7/7 for 6. I can play it on turn 2, and it's not the ideal thing to play on turn 2, but it is something I can play, and I figure I should just keep it. This thing, I've been really unhappy with it. I mean, obviously in certain situations that's really strong to give a big creature taunt, like maybe this guy, but in general, I have found it to be underwhelming. I prefer the ones that just buff a creature, either +2/+2 or +0/+4. Anyway, I'm going to start with the usual strategy here, going up. You can, of course, go straight to the side and then get here a little bit sooner, but whether you do it like this or like this, you'll still end up getting mana on turn 3 from your creature that you summon. My opponent unfortunately got a really good start, so he got to make an extra forest, and he's going to start gathering Faeria sooner than I am. Now, this thing, I don't think I want to summon it. I mean, there is a case to be made for making a desert and putting this thing down. That way I can save my mana and have a crappier creature next to the well. Another option is I could just make 2 prairies and really pressure my opponent, because then after that I'll be able to come down here and make a 7/7. It's an interesting idea. I don't know. It's kind of aggressive, obviously. Let's try it. You know, just for science's sake. Let's see how this works. So let's go aggressive. To make a 7/7 near my opponent's face. If he's a little bit too complacent, he can end up getting completely screwed. Alright, so at least I pressured him to make prairies to block his face. Interesting he didn't block this spot. I guess he thinks he's going to have a good defense against it. Well, it's happening. So there's the forest, and there's a 7/7 next to his face. See, I really wish I could buff this thing's stats. I don't know how valuable it is to give it taunt, necessarily. So I'm just going to pass here, and then we'll kind of see where we're at next time. Tragically, I can't really get this online anytime soon, because I need 3 deserts. But I should have enough forests that my next few lands can be deserts. And yeah, this sort of thing just kind of goes to show how cool Faeria can be. I mean, I summoned a 7/7 on turn 3, right next to my opponent. And I didn't have to do that. I could have just summoned a little creature here and played the long game. So you have a lot of strategic decisions that you have to make in this game. Now, he's green, so he shouldn't have any, like, destruction effects. He's going to buff this thing once. If he can buff it again, it'll by 2 health or more, it'll actually survive. Maybe he'll play a taunt or some kind of a damaging effect. Oh, he's going to pass the turn. All right, cool. Well, so I have to make some difficult choices here. Actually, no, I don't. This thing has taunt, so never mind. I have to attack it. Right, so I'll just attack it. Wait a minute, hold on. I do have another option. I'm actually going to exercise this other option, in fact. I am going to play here and make a desert right there. So my strategy here is that now I have a forest and a desert next to my opponent. The drawback is that I don't have a good creature to summon here, so maybe I should have just done a forest here and played a Beastmaster on it. But that's fine. I can make a Demon Wrangler and just not use it, and have a 2/1 next to the well to collect Faeria. I think that's worth doing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to waste the gift, and then end my turn. There's no rush to play this Beastmaster, I don't think. I don't want to play it here and just give him a free kill. He does have 9 mana and 4 cards. He could gather Faeria if he wanted to, but it looks like he's going to cash in the 5/6, or is he going to buff it? Can he give its attack a +2/+2 increase? That would obviously be very strong for him. No, he's just going to cash out. All right, that's good. So he's going to then finish it off. So he spent 2 cards to kill my 1 card. And also, he doesn't have any mana generation at the moment. And I have both of my major land types within 1 square of his face. So I'd say that that probably worked out okay for me. And that actually is fine too. So this thing does get +2/+2 and this hand card gets buffed. But I do get to kill this Jester with my crappy 2/1, and I still get to collect mana. So I'd say that I'm pretty happy with how this all went down. This actually seems pretty good right here. Because this thing, I can start attacking him and then start getting some card advantage. So yeah, let's go ahead and kill this Jester to stop him from gathering mana. I will definitely summon this thing next to his face. And I think I want to make a desert because I want to try to get this altar going. That'd be nice to have. Let's go ahead and build out this way. The reason I'm building out this way is that he has lands further up this way than the other way. So by building a land here, I can sort of preemptively try to block him a little bit from getting closer to my face. So I have no mana generation, unfortunately, but neither does my opponent. And I am threatening to start getting some card advantage and hit him in the face. So, and he doesn't really have much mana. Yeah, he's just forced to pass here. This is actually a nice pickup. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and put this Jester down here just to start gathering mana. And this guy got big. Nice. I'll put a... Well, let me think about this. I have some interesting options here. I could actually jump and harvest mana with this, which would let me play the Beastmaster this turn. It's a 5/6 now because of this Jester, which makes it a lot more appealing. Yeah, I'm actually going to do this. Let's get some more mana. And let's put this sucker down. And I do want to play a desert. The reason I want to play a desert is I want to make sure I block off his lands over here. And I also want to get my Altar of Souls online. Well, I'd say this is going swimmingly. I have 3 creatures on the board. I'm collecting mana. My card advantage is the same as his. And my creatures are not that small. So I'd say this is going rather well. Alright, my opponent has a 7/7. It is next to my Jester, so it's taunted at the moment. And it's going to have to attack this unless he, of course, gets removal for it. It also does not itself have taunt, which is significant. Let me think. Oh, this thing unfortunately doesn't quite work very well because I don't have a desert that I can summon on. Unless, of course, I move my Jester, which is an interesting idea. Do I want to go for this play? Well, first things first. Let's actually attack him and get a card. We've got a Tiki Chieftain, which is not my favorite, unfortunately. But now... Sure, let's summon this altar. Here, I suppose. I'm going to activate it. Take 2 damage and get a Slaughtering Shadow. I'm going to move my Jester. Put the Slaughtering Shadow there. Just continue to pressure him. And I think I'm going to hit him in the face for 5. That seems good. I will collect some more mana. Well, let me actually play a forest. I do have that one 5/10 for 5 that requires 5 forests, dude. So I guess I should play a forest if I don't immediately have any need for mana. He collected an extra mana, so he's going to get something for 6. Is he going to kill my Jester? Oh, his Verduran Force is forced to attack my crappy little thing. Alright, he's got this beast thing, which is going to damage things and deal some and give some buffing. I got lucky, it didn't kill my 6/1. So that's convenient. Ooh, that could be good. Although I don't actually have a desert in the right place for it. But yeah, that could be really strong. Alright, I'm going to first start by drawing a card. See what I get. Tiki Healer. Alright, that's unfortunately not the greatest again. I don't think I can actually kill this thing. So I'm just going to keep pounding away at his face. And here's what I'm going to do for a little bit of pressure. I'm going to put a... desert. I just want lots of deserts so I can make more of these shadows. Alright, let me move this out. Let's activate this. Play a shadow here. Try to overwhelm him with shadows. Should I cash in this shadow? I should, just in case he plays some kind of deal 1 damage to everything effect. I want to make sure that the shadow's not completely wasted. Should I give it taunt? That's an interesting idea. If I give this shadow taunt, it maybe stops the Verduran Force from killing my 5/6. So he probably wants to use the 6/6 to kill my 5/6 anyways. Okay. Let's make a desert here. So I'm ready to put an Oblivion Rider here later and maybe threaten charging in. And I'm just going to play this thing just to have a body. Plus, the heal isn't even wasted because I damaged myself so much with this Altar of Souls. Ah, but I didn't give this thing taunt, so yeah, I don't know how smart that was. He can move the 10-4 over here, kill my 3-7, and still have 1 health left, then he can summon another creature in the spot to stop the 6-1 from coming in. I mean, at the moment, he's kind of got his hands full. I do have 4 creatures here, and he only has 2 creatures on the board, so he kind of needed some help. And looks like he didn't draw it. Alright, that went pretty well. So I would say in that particular case, it actually kind of paid off to put a 7-7 in front of him. So yay on me for keeping that card and for realizing that the correct decision in that game was to just spend a turn playing 2 fairies and march up the middle. By the way, that also shows the importance of your land placement. You might recall that my opponent fanned out and left the land or left the space in front of his bubble open, and that ended up being a little bit of a liability for him. He also had an opportunity to stop me from playing a forest 2 spaces from his bubble, but instead he like moved his prairie out to the side a little bit. So it was a bit strange. If he was going to make prairies, he should have blocked off my aggression. So I think my opponent did make some mistakes, in addition to me picking the right strategy for the situation. Okay, what do we got here? We got a pretty good early creature. This thing is, you know what, I'm just going to keep this, although it is kind of unfortunate that I'm not going to get to play anything on turn 1. I think it's actually still pretty good. So I'm going to make a forest, obviously. So my thinking is I'm going to make another forest, put the Beastmaster down, and then summon, actually kind of, yeah, maybe I'll summon a desert here on my 3rd turn, move the Beastmaster onto it for the mana, and then play the Seed Sower. Alright, he also got the same start as my last opponent, getting this guy down early, also fanning out. Unfortunately, in this particular case, I don't have a 7-7, I have a 4-6, which is not nearly as threatening. I mean, I could still do this just to be a pain, and maybe that is the right call, but because I do have a nice alternative, I'm going to play this Beastmaster here. So my thinking is I can make a desert next to the mana, collect the mana, play this thing on this forest, make another forest in this area over here, and start working on this Colossus perhaps. Oh man, all creatures in your hand and deck get +1/+1. That's pretty strong, jeez. Alright. So let's do that, collect some mana. Play this guy here. Alright, that's probably the worst place the forest could have gone. I would have rather it go here towards the well or in one of these 2 spots so I don't have to worry about it later. Alright, my opponent does have more mana than me. I have bigger creatures, but it'll take my creatures some time to make it over to my opponent. Alright, well I think I pretty clearly need to make a desert so I can work on this Altar of Souls. And I'll head over towards this mana over here. Yeah, I'm kind of falling behind though. Maybe I should have just gone forward and been aggressive because my opponent is getting an extra mana for a couple of turns now. So he's got just a straight up mana advantage over me. Alright, he's saving up that mana. Goodness gracious. Alright, so let's make another desert. Collect a mana. I'm tragically 1 off from either of these big 10 mana dudes. But yeah, let's go ahead and make an Altar of Souls. Wait, I can actually put this anywhere? Interesting. It's a desert card, but it can go anywhere. Alright. I guess I'll do it like this then. And do I want to cast this now is the question. I'm not sure that casting it back here makes the most sense for this creature. I'd rather push forward and then do it later. However, this I will do now because this thing has charge. And I want to get that online. Alright, he's going to cash in, giving all of his creatures +1/+1. He also has a bajillion mana saved up, so I'm very concerned about what he's going to do with that mana. Alright, a nice little 6/11. And he's going to give it +1/+1. Okay. Cool beans, beauty queen. Alright, there's my thyroid golem. Unfortunately, I actually need an extra forest to be able to play that. Okay. Well, shucks a doodle daisy. How do we do this exactly? I can't kill this because I only have 11 damage. I can, of course, buff something. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna do that. Come up, whack it. Kind of sucks that I played this. I really should have just played a Slaughtering Shadow if I'd known it was going to turn out like this. But I will trade right now to stop him from gathering mana. I'm going to play a Forest because I definitely need to. And I'm actually going to go towards his face rather than going towards this other well. Because I want to be aggressive since he has the mana advantage against me. I will, I guess, move this guy back and put a Slaughtering Shadow here to gather the mana. And sure, I'll activate this for another one of those shadows. Let's go ahead and plop that back here. Obviously, they're good to have as more forward creatures, but I feel like getting them onto the board is worth it. Alright, he still has a bunch of mana and a fistful of cards. I did lower his mana gain, and now I'm actually the one getting 2 mana plus 3 if he leaves us alone. If he has an effect that deals 1 damage to everything, that would suck, but at the moment he's only got forests, so forests aren't exactly known for that sort of thing. See if he's got the goods. Deal 2 damage to a creature. He's going to kill off my 7/1, which is smart. It does cut off my mana supply, and he's going to play something really big. Aha. So this thing I can kill, but it does have, it is going to give this 3/4 a +3/+5 buff, which I'm just going to have him, let him have. I'm not going to play around that. It'd be way too difficult. He's going to get lots of buffing, which I guess I'm pretty much okay with. Plus, I'm going to get to drop a really forward creature. Okay, so he's got a 4/10 with taunt. That's fine. Has +2/+0. Okay. So, I guess we're going to just keep it real simple here. Let's put a forest there. Drop a thyroid golem. Let's cash out that guy. And should I do this? I don't think I want to do this because I can't even cast it right now anyways. So it seems like it's a little bit greedy. But will I want to play 2 next turn? Maybe. Nah, probably not. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. I'm only going to have 4 mana next turn, so maybe I will want to play 2 of them. So I'm going to do this now, even though I can't play it yet because I might want to play 2 next turn. He's getting a lot of mana. He's only down to... He's got only 2 cards, though, so I might be okay here. He also vacated the spot so I can come in and start whacking him unless he plays a taunt. Nope, it's not a taunt. It's just 5/6. Has he played his land for the turn yet? No. All right, so he's gonna block me from playing too aggressive of a land there. But I can still make a desert here, so I've got a forest next to him and a desert next to him. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the situation here. I think I definitely want to make a desert there. That seems obvious. I definitely want to kill his 5/6. And do I want to play a 4/3? Actually, why don't we do this? I'm going to summon this 4/3 there. Take advantage of its ability to be summoned next to my creatures. So it doesn't quite die to the 2/2. He's going to have 5 mana. Well, he's going to have 6 mana. Mana is definitely not an issue for him. So he's got 6 mana to work with. And he can have up to 2 cards if he wishes. But I think it's still anyone's game, honestly. So he has a ton of mana, for sure. But I do have him beat creature-wise at the moment. Ah, crud. So he is going to get the first treasure. But that does mean that from this point forward, he's not going to get the mana advantage. This thing, unfortunately, is not the greatest. I still just am not a super big fan of this. But I can plan around it. I mean, if I summon a creature here, for instance, I could give a creature the charge and, like, move in. Alright, so he draws a card by killing off that guy. Does he have a way of killing off my 6/6? That's the question. He does have a whopping amount of mana here. Okay, it's just drawing an extra card and making a land. Notice how nice it is that I have all these lands. It blocks off and I don't have to ever worry about like protecting my areas. All right, I do get to whack him for 6. I could whack him for 10 if I wanted, but I think it's a bit greedy. I'd rather use this more tactically. So I think what I'm going to do here is... Oh man, this thing's actually really good. It's a 7-14. All right, we're going to do this. Oh, the thing is taunt. Oh, no. All right, I guess that's annoying, actually. That's really annoying because I want to move this off so I can summon my Colossus right next to it. Okay, so here's how it's going to be then. I am going to just kill this. Make a forest, although I would rather have a desert there. And cast my Colossus. So it's an 8-15 versus a 10-13. And I guess that does mean they sort of trade against each other unless he has a way of taking over it, which is possible. He did get a treasure and he hasn't used it, so he might be able to Doom Scythe it and destroy it and get a 6-1, or he might be able to take charge of it, both of which are not the ideal outcomes. He does have a ton of mana, so I really could easily still lose this game. The lands situation here is not ideal. I would have rather had more deserts near him so I could keep on putting Slaughtering Shadows near him. Oh, is he going to finish off my 6-2 with this? That would actually be kind of nice. Alright. Ah, okay. So he's going to get some yaks with haste. So he can kill off my 6-2 for free. And he can kill off one of my shadows, or he can kill off my Beastmaster if he wishes. And it looks like that's the route he's going to take. Pretty smart, because these yaks survive after killing the Beastmaster. It didn't have enough attack power. Boy. That's tricky, to say the least. Okay. So it could have been worse. Definitely. Alright, give a creature taunt. I'm not sure what value I get from that at this particular moment. I mean, I could make a Slaughtering Shadow next to this 10-13 and give it taunt. This thing is only going to have 5 health left, though, so it will get killed by these little dinker nuggets. And this thing doesn't help, because it gives it taunt. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though, is giving it taunt. Okay, so, I guess I need to take care of this business over here. I'm going to collect an extra mana, I think. I would like to actually summon this, but if I played a mountain, then I wouldn't be able to cast it. So I'll definitely use one of these shadows to kill it off. I should probably play a shadow here. And yes, we'll try it. I'll use the Tiki Chieftain to trade with that yak, and I'll give taunt to my shadow to try to stop the 10 thing from killing off my 8-15. Should I still attack it this turn? I don't think it makes sense to attack it this turn. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone, because I want to see what he does first. Oh, you know, I could have activated this and made another one of these shadows. I'm stupid. I totally forgot about that possibility, that he could just move up with his yak and kill that thing. Well, that was dumb. So anyway, now he can kill off my Colossus, unfortunately. This thing will be left at 5 health, so a shadow will trade with it. But he does still have 2 cards, I believe one of which is a... No, he used his treasure. The treasure was the thing that summoned the yaks. Man, this is anyone's game. We're just in all-in-out kerfluffle here. Oh my god. So he basically got his own Colossus here. It's a 7-14, and the difference between his Colossus and my Colossus is that his Colossus is still alive, and he also has a 10-5 left over. So yeah, I'm not super thrilled with the current state of affairs, I gotta be honest. Alright, we got a Yakapult. There's no really great place for me to put this, because anywhere I put it is going to be in reach of his creatures, unless I make a new land. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, where do I go with it? This thing makes it attack for 12, which isn't quite enough to kill off his guy. I could make a 7-7, which doesn't even seem that good at this point. Oh, man. So where do I want this yak? I mean, I can make a land here and place a yak on it, but then it's like hitting nothing. Here I could tack down that lane. Yeah, there's no really good place for the Yakapult, unfortunately. He's got two big fatties taking over too much of the board. I can't really go at his face because he's pretty healthy. Alright, I'm going to keep doing this. Let's make a shadow there. I'm just trying to get some damage on his stuff. And I think I will just deal the 8 damage there. See, I'm down to 13 seconds. Okay. I'm going to collect a mana and pass. Yeah, I think he's got me. It was a tough game, but he unfortunately was able to answer my big threats, and he had too many big threats of his own. Playing mono green, it seems, which makes sense. He's got lots of big threats in his deck. I'm not exactly sure how I can come back at this point, because he can trade off here, he can kill this, and he still has 5 health on this thing, and he's going to have like 8 health on that thing. It's just a lot of health for me to chew through. The treasure that I needed was the one that lets you take over a creature. Had I gotten that in time, I could have potentially won this. And man, I still could. I still could win it if he... I mean, 7-8's not as impressive, of course, but still, that makes a pretty big swing. Okay, so he's just gonna hit me a little bit. Make a forest. Okay. You may sacrifice a creature and make a 5/2. Okay, I guess I'll do that. This thing is a 7/7, which is actually decent. Alright, maybe now's the time to make this guy. And I can dash. Do I want to dash? Maybe I do want to dash so that the 7/8 doesn't just get to kill it for free. Sure, let's dash over here. Actually, I'll dash over here so he can't summon a green creature in between it. Yeah, let's go over here. And I can make a Yakapult. Where, though? Here against this 3/3? Sure, let's put it there. If he kills my 2/2, I guess he can move in with a 7/8 and kill it. So that was maybe not the smartest thing to do. Yeah, and I'll play one of these Demon Wranglers too. So let's put that there and make this into a 5/2. So at least it trades with this 3/3. Okay, so yeah, I'm in dire straits here, but I haven't technically lost yet, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I am threatening to kill him in 3 turns with a 7/7. 2 turns if I get to pull this thing off. We'll see what he does about it. And this guy is kind of nice because his 7/8 is going to need to take a turn to kill it before he can come in and start hitting me. Although I do have to note that I'm basically like a turn away from dying after he does kill this thing. So I have to be a little bit careful. Oh, interesting. Whenever an adjacent creature dies, so even one that it kills. Ah, I didn't realize that. Okay, good to know. He does get a taunt, unfortunately. Oh, no, he's going to put a green creature in my way. Oh, no, thank God he's not. Okay, so we're all in on this plan, guys. So I am giving this thing bonuses, and I'm going in on his face. So he has 10 damage here. He's going to need 1 more damage to finish it off. I can't make this. Unfortunately, it would have been so good if I could make this, because then I could have put it here and used it as a taunt. As it is, I think I'm going to take a mana and just summon this thing just to have it sitting there. So he has 3 cards. Oh, he gets a treasure. No, I don't want him to have a treasure. That's the worst possible thing. It's the worst possible time for that to happen, is him getting the treasure. So he has extra tools to either deal with this and kill me, or just deal 8 damage to me somehow, or deal 1 damage to this in any way at all. Yep, there it is. And unfortunately, this costs 9 mana, and I spent all my mana last turn, so I cannot take control over it back. That was just the worst thing that could have possibly happened. He just got to take control of it, and I'm very frustrated. Well, you can't win them all, so I have to manage my mana very carefully here. I have to prevent myself from dying, but I also have to save up for this rose. So I guess mana, taunt. You know what I could do? I could put this here No, because I'm gonna let him hit me in the face for 7 damage, and then if I next turn I take control over it, but this thing doesn't have haste, so I have to put the taunt here, unfortunately, to just stop 7 damage basically, and then I'll have enough to take over this thing, but he'll have a bajillion different ways to deal with it. For Christ's sakes, I can't believe he got that treasure. I almost pulled it out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he had some other answer for it. Maybe he had like a way of taunting it. I guess he could have moved it in and taunted. Yeah, this thing does have taunt. Yeah, so he could have stopped it for a turn at least. But all right, he gained 6 life. So now I'm in a lot of trouble because even if I take over this thing at this point, it doesn't make a difference because he will just kill me. He's got 10 damage here. So I could, of course, take over one of these and have them trade with each other, but I'm so far behind at this point that it's just not worth playing. So, alas, in this one, I will not get my free third of a full Pandora coin, topping out at 2 wins. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And I will see you again soon with some more Faeria. Take care.